Hi there. My name is Andrew Watts, and my goal is to write a complete novel in only 30 days. What the hell am I doing? Hey there, everybody. It's day 17. My name is Andrew Watts, and welcome back. I am pretty exhausted. Got up early this morning, 5:30 or so, and I wrote, and then had a full day of work, which, beat the crap out of me. But it's Friday, TGIF, and I did write this morning. It wasn't as much as, maybe one would like on a daily basis, but I did surpass 20,000 words, which I'm very happy about. And I'm not even sure why, maybe 20,000 feels like a big chunk of words to have written, although it's, day 17, and I should be somewhere in the 26, 7, something like that, thousand range. But hey, you know what? You take it one day at a time. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to read today some more from the book, a section that I actually particularly like the writing of. I think it's fairly lean and gets right to the point, and it's a good character, or I think it's a good character study. And, I'm going to put it out there after I read it. If anybody has any comments to make, they could send them to my email address, which is andrew at episodicstudios.com, and it's ANDREW at EPISODIQSTUDIOS.com. I probably should have made a little graphic to have that on there, but if anybody has any comments to make about it, I think I'd like to hear them. In any case, I'm going to read it, and you'll tell me later what you think. Okay, here we go. Light was just beginning to streak over the rooftops of the working-class neighborhood where Tommy lived as he hopped up the steps to his front stoop. He fit one of his house keys into the door lock, and it went in but wouldn't turn. He pulled the key out, examined it to confirm that he had the right one, and then put it back in. It wouldn't budge. He tried his other key, but that wouldn't even go into the lock. "Damn," Tommy said, and kicked the door. He ran down the steps and to the back of the house and tried the lock there, but none of his keys worked. "God damn it," he cried, and banged the door with his fists. "God fucking damn," he screamed again, giving the door a hard kick. A dog started barking somewhere off. "Open the goddamn door," he shouted. A light flicked on from inside and reflected off of the perspiration on Tommy's face. He suddenly became wary and stepped back into the shadows. Inside, he saw his father wrapping his robe around him as he crossed the kitchen floor. John Drew came to the back door and squinted into the darkness. "Who's that?" Drew said, and flipped on the back porch light, revealing Tommy at the bottom of the steps. "Oh," he said. The two stared at each other through the back door window. "What do you want?" "You changed the locks," Tommy said, and walked boldly into the light onto the steps. "What do you want, boy?" Drew repeated, and reached over to make sure that the lock on his side was secure. "What do you mean?" Tommy said, incredulous. "This is my home." "Not anymore," Drew said, and folded his arms in front of him. He was a giant, blonde, thick-fingered laborer, a foreman on a loading dock, and no smart-ass little 17-year-old fuck was going to get away with the kind of shit that he'd been pulling lately. Not in his fucking house. Tommy's mother ran into the kitchen in her robe. "John, who is it? Is it Tommy?" Evelyn Drew was tiny and, though fat, seemed breathless and frail. It was a paradox that often confused people. Tougher than she acted, weaker than she looked. "You just clear on out of here, boy," Drew said, holding back his wife with his sausage fingers as she tried to get to the door. "This ain't your home no more." Tommy couldn't have been more different than the two of them. Thin and chiseled, almost cadaverous, he had thick black hanks of hair that shot out from his head in all directions. He resembled a gory sketch, pale skin and large, dark, flashing eyes. "You're kidding me! You're kicking me out?" Tommy screamed. Evelyn leaped forward and pushed her way around her husband's outstretched hand. "John, wait!" She tried to open the door, but John pushed her back, hard. "God damn it, Evelyn," he said. "We talked about this. I'm not letting that boy lay a hand on you again." Evelyn sat at the kitchen table, her eyes wide, afraid of her husband, afraid for her son. "He didn't mean it, John. It was an accident." Tommy shouted, "You can't do this, you son of a bitch." He banged on the door and pulled on the handle. "Let me in, goddammit, you son of a bitch. I want to sleep in my own bed. Open the goddamn door." Tommy started banging, making an awful racket. "John, I can't stand this," Evelyn said. "Let him in for God's sake." Tommy ran back down into the yard and grabbed a metal trash can. He charged back up the steps and hurled the can at the door. It crashed and fell to the porch, spilling garbage everywhere. "John, please," Evelyn entreated, sobbing, but Drew was a silent, immovable mountain with his great wide back to her, silhouetted against the window. Tommy was hysterical, running around the tiny backyard, grabbing things and hurling them at the house. He howled and moaned like a wounded animal, tears of rage flowing freely down his cheeks. At the height of his fury, he grabbed a loose sidewalk brick and threw it with all his might at the back of the house. The brick crashed through the dining room window. "John," Evelyn tried one last time, leaping to her feet. "He's our son." John Drew pulled her in tight and hugged her. "No, he's not," he said, his watery eyes focused on the busted back window. "Not anymore."